Hello, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. Uh, this is your first class after the Puja vacation. I hope you all are doing good, well, safe, healthy. Uh, as you all know, that the interim examinations are going to begin uh, on first week or second week of December. So we have to list those things which are on our priority, which we have to discuss one by one before we give our examinations. So there were some classes which was taken by the faculties on behalf of me. So there was a discontinuance between our discussion and but I was taking care of the topics and the discussions and the confusions which were there in the class, and the feedback was there with me. So what I have, so tell me if I'm wrong anywhere. So I was saying that we started the discussion, this module's discussion with the error correction part, and Dr. Ashish Shrivastava has discussed that part with you, what I know, and it was nearly around 50 questions which was discussed by him. Right, Nidhi? Correct me if I'm wrong. More than 50 questions, I think.
Sir, I think we haven't discussed all the questions.
Yeah, Shubhanshi. So that is what I'm saying. So there were 60 questions, if I'm not wrong, and the majority of the questions were discussed by him. Okay. There are some few questions. There are a few questions which are still left. So that is the first thing which we need to do. And then we discussed jumbled paragraph. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I think I also did. I also took some classes related to JP, and we solved some questions of those exercises which was distributed to you. Right. So tell me if JP is done or not. If any question is left under JP, if you remember.
Uh,
Roughly, what? Yeah,
Sir, I think Akash Datta sir have discussed the questions after you.
yeah.
And I don't think that it was completed. I mean, I think there should be
Okay,
questions left.
two, three questions left. Okay,
Yes, sir. Two,
okay,
three,
okay,
hardly.
okay. So what I'll do that, and so there were two things which we have already discussed, and one more topic was left in which has to be discussed. I think Akash sir only discussed certain things of that topic, which was phrase and clause. Did you discuss that with him?
Uh, he only discussed some questions, and if there was anything related, any fact related to that question, he told on that time. He did not discuss
Okay.
the facts on priority.
Acha, so phrase and clause is not discussed in this class, I think then, right?
Yes,
Phrase and
sir.
clauses. Okay. So what I'll do that, Shubhanshi, thank you for the update. What I'll do that, I'll discuss. I
Sir,
will start. Yeah.
we also want an update from your side.
Mm-hmm.
कॉलेज कब से खुल रहे हैं?
Shubhanshi, there we are discussing every day, and we are taking care of the update. Because just now we have end up with the Diwali Puja holiday, and also, and you know that the corona numbers are still increasing. So people are taking care of that massive outreach shouldn't start after corona. So university is planning every day, discussing. So there's no any update. Still, there is no update that what will be the date when we'll call students. But we are, I mean, thinking about calling students, but we are not sure, since this is very critical and very risky thing. So till the time we are assured of the numbers, if the numbers are not increasing, and we are following the government of India, I mean UP
Actually,
government's
that's why
protocol.
we asked. I mean, it is
Hmm.
news channel, newspapers that when they all the universities will open from 23rd November.
The universities probably, I mean, we will open for some particular batches. We'll start with few batches. We're not going to call everybody in one go. That's for sure. So maybe we'll call third year, we'll call second year, then we'll call first year, and then we'll. So accordingly, we are strategically planning everything. Okay. There's no fixed date when we are going to announce, but very soon we are going to get an update. So that is not in our hands. So what I'm saying that, I mean, your exams are definitely
I
going to.
don't want to spend my fourth semester in online classes. At least
See,
fourth.
Shubhanshi, we all, I mean, we also wanted that we should have an interaction now, because from the third year, the companies will come, and the recruitments will start, and certain things, like for example, like discussions on group discussion. I mean, GD, learning GD is like better if we do it uh, all physically present. But since the situation is not that, so I don't know what to say. But we are working on, we are thinking, we are planning for it. So whatever update will come, it will be definitely communicated to you people. But let's not, talk about those things which are not into our control, of course. So let's, start. I mean, let's discuss what exactly we need to do from our side, and uh, from me, we should discuss about the EPP thing, which we need to discuss and complete. Okay,
Okay.
Shivanshi. So um, I was saying that we will today we'll start phrase, clause, and clausal analysis. We'll try to understand that, and then the other remaining classes, I would request you all people that the remaining questions which are there with JP and error correction, please go with it. Please mark your doubts, and the first thing you can do, that you can write to me. You can ask directly to me over WhatsApp, or in the last remaining classes, we can discuss those questions, because this complete topic is left, and we should start our discussion on that. So let's talk about that, and then let's see how we go. I mean, how we proceed. Okay, Subhanshi. So I
Yes, sir.
hope you all are doing good. This was a long vacation. So the priority should be that everybody should be safe and sound. So yeah. So let's talk about what are the differences. What do you understand by a phrase and a clause? Roughly, you might be having some idea about what is a phrase and a clause. So can I hear it from somebody? What would you think about, what do you understand by a phrase? What do you understand by a clause? And then we'll proceed. So
The phrase and clause have a difference that clauses have verb in that sentence,
okay,
and phrases don't have any verb. Both
okay,
about subject probably, or sometimes object also. I think mostly for subject they describe
okay,
subjects, but
okay,
clauses include verbs and phrase don't include verbs.
okay, okay. Anybody else would like to say something on this? Nidhi or anybody else? Karthik. Mhm. Okay, let's take an example to understand this. So, if you can follow the example, it says that the girl in blue frock is my sister. Okay. Now, there are some notations which are given here. So, this NPS stands for a noun phrase. Okay. NP is noun phrase. And this S is a sentence. So, as you all know, that a sentence carries a meaning. And if we talk about having a subject predicate combination, we can call it a sentence. That is what you can see here, which says that the girl in blue frock is my sister. Now, if we try to identify phrases within these sentences, this particular sentence, then we can identify that there are two phrases working in this sentence. And that is the girl in blue frock, which is a one phrase, and my sister, which is again another phrase, right? Now, we don't have a verb here, as you can see here. So both the phrases doesn't carry a verb. So as Subhanshi says that we don't have verb in phrase, so it qualifies that understanding. But we have this is, which is trying to talk about what, and then that's that the level of sentence we can understand that we can call this particular whole chunk of words as a sentence. When we say the girl in blue frock is my sister, and that's the reason we are using this as a sentence. Okay. But in particular, if we've divided this sentence, then this particular chunk will be one phrase, and this particular chunk will be another phrase. Okay. Now, as you can see, that we are calling it as a noun phrase. So this NP will be a noun phrase. So this is a nomenclature which we are going to use to understand to understand phrases and clauses in English. So if we are saying NP, this is noun phrase. Why it is a noun phrase? Because we are using nouns as a head, which is trying to identify something, right? So the girl in blue frock is my sister. So we have two noun phrases here. Okay. Is that okay? So we can say that, so in other words, the same thing can be said that the collection of words, the group of words which work together, which stand together and show some particular meaning. Okay. Now, this particular meaning is not complete meaning, but it shows something. So the girl is my sister is also fine. But if I say the girl in blue frock is my sister, so this is something, you're trying to indicate. Okay. So phrases are basically group of words which stand together and have a particular meaning, but it doesn't qualify or it doesn't have that potential to construct a whole sentence, to transform a whole sentence. Okay, now this is the difference between a phrase and a clause. When we say that a clause is a group of words which have a potential to be as a sentence. Now, suppose this is the sentence. Yeah. So if this is the sentence, just have a look. I'll give you a chocolate if you bring me a glass of water. Okay. Now, if you divide these two chunks in two parts, and then you see, if I say the first chunk, which is I will give you a chocolate. Now we have a verb, we have a subject, we have an object, and we can call it a sentence. This particular chunk can be called as a sentence. Similarly, the second part, which says that if you bring a glass of water, again, this can also be a part of a sentence. This can also be called as a sentence, but this is not a independent chunk, basically. Now, if you say if you bring a glass of water, it gives an incomplete sense that something is missing here. Now, the conditional sentences, if you remember, if you do this, I'll do this. I mean, that's the conditional sentences you might have discussed in your class. So, if you bring a glass of water, this is a dependent clause, and I will give you a chocolate is an independent clause, right? Now, I'm just initiating something of clause, which we say that there are different types of clause, which we'll discuss later. But here you can see that these two clauses can make a sentence if we join these two clauses, as you can see. If I say that I will give you a chocolate if you bring me a glass of water, here there are two clauses, and this can, if you join these two clauses, this can be, called as a sentence. So this is the only difference which you can make others also understand if you teach, that if we talk about a phrase Phrase doesn't have a potential to be as a sentence, but a clause can be a sentence. Now, there can be a number of clauses within a sentence, and then we understand there are different types of clauses. Okay? So, this is the basic difference. Tell me if things are clear to you, right? Hello? Am I audible? Am I audible? Am I connected? It seems there are 64 students in the class. Subhanshi, are you listening? Nidhi?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, a phrase functions like a single part of speech, whereas a clause can function. A clause has that subject predicate combination. We have a verb, we have a head, and there can be number of clauses within the sentence. So, this is an understanding for if you differentiate a phrase and a clause. Okay? Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I know that there was a huge gap, a long gap of vacations, and you people are still thinking about now the classes are already begun. Now we have to think, we have to study. But this is how everything works. So that is what we understand if we take phrase and clause. Now let's try to understand. Uh, Let me erase this. Let's try to understand what are the number of what are the types of phrases and how they function. So I'll take some examples and then uh, yeah. Okay. So let's take these sentences one by one. Okay. I hope you are understanding these notations now.
Yes, sir.
So there are 5 sentences here. Let's try to understand what is happening here. So the first sentence says that the girl, sorry, just a second. Give me a second. Yeah. So the first sentence says that the girl in blue frock is my sister. Okay. So what is happening here? We have this. Just a second. Just a second. Just a second. Okay. Sorry, there was a disturbance, so I had to intervene. So if I say that the girl in blue frock is my sister, so what is happening here that we have this NP as a noun phrase. Okay, so this is one category. So I'll be writing all the categories here one by one. So we have a noun phrase, and this S denotes to sentence, right? The whole sentence, as we have discussed. Now we have the determiner, the, right? And the modifier, basically, which says the girl in blue frock, the girl in blue frock. So we have the head here, we have the noun here, and then we have again the modifier which says in, which is given here, and we have a blue frock. Then we have the verb, and then we have again the noun phrase, and this is basically a complement which says my sister. So if I say the girl in blue frock is my sister, basically, so we are complementing the girl in blue frock is what? Is my sister. So we again have determiner, my, which is again the modifier, and we have a head noun. So what you can understand, what you can see here, that if we are talking about a noun phrase, then we have the head, we have the subject, basically, which is the noun, and we have other nouns to complement, right? So either we have the object or the complement, which is indicating the noun phrase. Now, in the second example, you see that I bought another car last week. Okay. So if you take this part as a whole chunk, so you have I bought another car. I bought another car. Okay. So if you say I bought, you have to say what? So that's the object, right? And another car will be the noun phrase, right? We have a determiner here, and then we have the head, which is the noun. So as you can see that a noun phrase indicates the noun with a determiner, with a modifier, right? Or with an adverbial. Now this last week is basically an extra information, added information, which is understood as an adverbial, but this is also functioning as a noun phrase. Okay, last week. When? Last week. So this last is indicating, this last is modifying this week, which is the noun. Okay, so that's the reason we are calling it a noun phrase. So noun phrase has a noun with the other modifiers which modify that noun. So you have last week, next week. Okay, so this week is basically modified by this last, okay, which is adjective, and we are in particular, overall we are calling it a noun phrase because we are modifying the noun. Okay, similar is the case, I mean same is the case with this part and this part. So this is how noun phrases work. Okay, now if we move on to the next type of phrase, we call it PP. Are you following me, everyone? Astha, Nidhi?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we say that the next type of phrase, which is PP, and we call it prepositional phrase. So I hope you all remember about prepositions, what prepositions do. So if we talk about locations, if we talk about positions, prepositions are there for indicating them, right? So this particular chunk, sentence number 3, by Monday morning, we had arrived at Mathura Junction. So this is the independent chunk. We say we had arrived. Okay. But in order to give extra information, to tell the location, to tell the position, to tell the exact thing, we are using the prepositional phrases. And that is by Monday morning and at Mathura Junction. You are trying to say when exactly and where. So that is how you use prepositional phrases. Okay. So in, if you combine everything, that's the one chunk, that's the one sentence. If you say, by Monday morning, we had arrived at Mathura Junction. But in between, we have phrases like by Monday morning or at Mathura Junction. So suppose you get a question in your exam to identify the prepositional phrases or the types of phrases. So this is how you are going to identify that. Now talking about sentence number 4, the girl by the table with carved legs is my sister. Okay. Now this, again, by the table with carved legs, these are all indicating the position, how the girl is. So if you say that the girl is my sister, that is fine. That's the whole sentence. But in between, we have prepositional phrases, which is indicating, which is talking about the noun basically. So the location, the position. So this is how you talk about the prepositional phrases. Okay. Now the last one, which says many like light green color. Okay. If the sentence is many like light green color, we have the adjectival phrase working here. So this light green is an adjectival phrase which is modifying basically the color, which is the head. Okay. So we have adjectival phrase because it is modifying the noun. So we have the modifier and the adjective light, with the head and the adjective, again green, which is modifying green, or which is modifying color. So this is how adjectival phrase can also be, or adjective phrase. So there are different nomenclatures people use. You can even call it adjective phrase or adjectival phrase. So this is how you identify three phrases out of different sentences in English. Is that clear to you, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Subhanshi and
Yes, sir.
others?
सर हम लोग को ये मेंशन करना पड़ेगा कि मतलब ये कैसा वाला फ्रेज है इसमें, जैसे आपने
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं करना पड़ेगा आपको. ये जस्ट आपको एग्जाम्पल के थ्रू मैं समझा रहा हूँ, रादर देन blabbering out the theory or what exactly it works. See, basically, if we talk about part of speech tagging, probably I have discussed something on POS tagging in the beginning of our classes. So people working with natural language processing and machine translation with computer science, those who opt for such subjects. I don't know whether we have such subjects in GLA where we talk about NLP and NLU, natural language processing, natural language generation, and natural language operational. I don't know whether these subjects are there or not. But when we talk about when we prepare an algorithm for a computer or a system where we read about languages, how it works. So people who have an understanding of such sentences, people are the real asset there. तो एग्जाम्स में आपको ऐसे नहीं आएंगे. एग्जाम्स में आपको सेंटेंसेस आएंगे एंड देन यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई द फ्रेजेस विद इन दोस सेंटेंसेस. So till now you have understood that we have three types of phrases. Okay, and that is a noun phrase, a prepositional phrase, and a adjectival phrase. And how it is worked, you have seen that as well. So my attempt is basically to give you an idea how these phrases work in a sentence. You are not going to do such, modifications. So this is how it works. Now, there are some other remaining phrases which we'll have a look. So quickly we'll take on those sentences. Shall I remove these sentences now? If you allow me. So we have noun phrase, PP, and adjective phrase which we have discussed over here. Now let's take some other examples and try to understand the other types of phrases. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so these are the sentences. Now again, we will try to understand how it works. So, okay, it is missing here. Okay. So as you can understand now, since you are old with this understanding this structural placements. So sentence number 1 says that he is very intelligent. Okay. So we have this head, which is intelligent. So it's an adjective head. And we have this modifier, which is an what? Adverb. I should write D here. So we have ADV, that is very, and then we have ADJ, that is adjective. ADV is adverb. Very intelligent. Okay. So in particular, if we say this becomes the adjectival phrase. Now one more example of adjectival phrase is given here. So if we say that he is very intelligent, we can say that it's an adjectival phrase that is basically complimenting the subject, that is he. Okay. So subject is he, and then this very intelligent becomes the part of adjectival phrase where we have the modifier very. We can drop very and we can say that he is intelligent, but very is the modifier. It's trying to say that how much intelligent. So if we say he's very intelligent, it gives a sense. So that's the modifier. That is the adverb. And then we have the adjective, which is intelligent, which is the head basically. Okay, head of this modifier. ये very जो है intelligent को modify कर रहा है, इसलिए intelligent becomes the head and this is basically the modifier. Tell me if things are being complicated, if things are not clear to you. I'll try another way to make you understand. But please don't keep quiet. Everyone. Okay. Now, in the second sentence, he ran very fast. So, what happens here that we have this he ran, which is the subject and the predicate, okay, and we have very fast. So, this is again a extra information, added information, and that is how adverbial phrases work. So, adverbials basically try to modify the verb, right? How it gives extra information about the action. Okay. So, if I say he ran very fast, this adverbial phrase work, and we call it a adverbial phrase. So, we have very as again the modifier, adverbial modifier, and we have the head, which is again the adverb, which is fast. So this is the adverbial phrase here. So this is how adverbial phrase works. Now one more example is given here. She answered the telephone rather sleepily. This is again an adverbial phrase where
Sir,
we are giving an extra. Yeah.
सर फास्ट एडवर्ब कैसे होगा?
Very is an adverb, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it is basically trying to say about this ran. So how he ran? He ran fast. So basically what is happening that this very fast is an adverbial. Okay. Collectively it is working as an adverbial, and both very and fast is basically functioning as an adverbial. Adverbial वो होता है जो adverb की तरह काम करता है और action को modify बताता है कि कैसे हो रहा है. ठीक है. So with that sense, in particular, it is an adverbial phrase. So since it's an adverbial phrase, since it's modifying how the action is being done, that's why we are considering it as an adverbial, part. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now, if we say that she answered the telephone rather sleepily, again, this adverbial phrase is working with the modifier rather and sleepily as an adverb again. Okay. So again, this is working as an adverbial phrase. So this is how adverbial phrase can be noted down. So you first trace the verb. Where is the verb? Okay. Where is the verb? She answered, right? And he ran. How? Very fast. So you need to trace the verb, and then you need to see that whether it is modifying anything, if there is any other adverb with the modifier, and then what it is modifying. So there you go, there you find the adverbial phrase, and that can be dropped within the sentence. That's one more clue, that's one more hint which you can identify. अगर उसको हम लोग ड्रॉप भी कर देते हैं, then it is fine. ठीक है. Now the next verb, which is the last one. So we have till now we have discussed about the noun phrase, right? PP, prepositional phrase, adjective phrase, sorry, noun phrase, prepositional phrase, adjectival phrase or adjective phrase, adverbial phrase, which we have seen, and the last one is VP, which is verb phrase. So if we say that she is working, so we can see that this is working is a part under the verb phrase. And same is the case with she should be working, where this VP includes the auxiliary verb, two auxiliary verbs, and the one main verb. Okay. So verb phrase can have a main verb or an auxiliary verb with the main verb, or it can have two auxiliary verbs with the main verb. So there can be different number of, yeah.
Verb phrases are equal to predicate.
Yes. So see, verb phrase basically functions, it has that predicative function, of course. So if we are talking about verb or the other objects which a verb carry, direct, indirect, complement, adjunct, or adverbials, which are not necessary. Okay, so everything comes under that predicative element. Of course, you are correct, Shubhanshi. But in order to identify the verb phrase, we need to see whether the combinations are working in which order. So either we can have a main verb, or we can have an auxiliary with main verb, or we can have two auxiliaries with a main verb. So the possibilities are like many, right? So this is how we talk about the phrases. So what we have understood till now, that phrases are the combination of words which occur in a sentence, which can occur in a clause even, right? So it doesn't have a subject, it doesn't have a verb mostly, and it doesn't have that potential to be as a sentence. If we talk about the types of phrases, we have four types: noun phrase, prepositional phrase, adjectival phrase, adverbial phrase, and verb phrase. So this is how we understand about phrases. Tell me if things are clear or not. Yes, no, okay. Yes. Are you listening to me, everyone?
Sorry, I missed your last. I mean, I just missed a call was there on my phone, and whenever there's a call on my phone, I got disconnected from the class.
Okay. Okay. So what I said, Shubhanshi, that today we have discussed about phrases. We have discussed about what a
Five types
phrase
of
is,
phrases. Yes, sir.
five types of phrases, how does it function in a sentence, and how do we identify within a sentence. So in your exam, if question comes to identify phrases within the sentence, you can be able to identify how a phrase works in a sentence. Okay, so today what I'll do, that I'll be sharing a sheet with you, which will give you an idea about phrases, some more examples of phrases, and a recapitulation of some explanation on clauses, which you can go through. And then we can again try to understand clauses through examples. Okay. So in our next class, what we will do, that we will try to identify the clauses. What is a clause and what are the types of clause? How does it function? So we'll try to we'll try to understand how the clauses functions. So that's all for today. If you have any question, if a certain thing which is not clear to you, you can ask me now. Although I have deleted the examples, but you will get those through the APRM sheet with you. So tell me if the phrases is not clear to you. The concept
No,
of
sir.
phrase is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what we will do, that we will try to understand what a clause is, and we will try to identify how we can get phrases and clauses in a sentence, how to identify that, what's the relation. So we'll try to understand that in the next class. So I'll be sharing a sheet with you just after this class. Go through it, and then we'll try to understand phrase and clause in much depth. Is that okay, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Today I didn't get any response apart from Subhanshi. So this is bad. This is not good. So please take care of this in the next class. Take care, everyone. Have a nice day. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.